Let me say this again. That advice will keep you poor. Saving will not make you rich. Staying out of debt will not make you rich. And the reason is simple. Debt is not the enemy. Bad debt is. There's a difference, a huge difference. And school never taught you that difference. Here's what I learned from my rich dad. Bad debt takes money out of your pocket. Student loans, credit card balances, car payments on a depreciating vehicle. That debt makes the banks rich. It makes the finance companies rich. It makes everybody rich except you. Good debt puts money into your pocket. A loan on a rental property where the tenant pays your mortgage. That's good debt. Debt to build a business that generates cash flow. That's good debt. Debt used to acquire an asset that produces income whether you work or not. That is the tool the rich have been using for generations.
So boom, that was Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, so multi-millionaire. And he basically said that you can't get rich not using debt. And I found that very interesting because it breaks the paradigm that we grew up on. We grew up hearing credit card debt is bad. We grew up hearing don't buy nothing that you can't afford at the time. But the word that we don't talk about enough in our households is leverage. Leverage. Credit is leverage. And I know that because a few years ago, I had took out a car loan for maybe 10 grand. But what I didn't know is because of my credit, I had got charged 24% interest. And after a year and a half of paying the loan, I had called my finance company and found out that the same balance that I applied toward the principal, I had applied towards the interest. So I paid $4,500 in principal and $4,500 in interest, which lets you know that was bad debt. Now, had I took that same amount of credit and invested it into my clothing brand, or invested it into mentorship, or invested it into personal development, I would see an ROI on my money instead of just pissing it down the drain. So it's 4 type of things you can be. You can be employed. Don't be unemployed. Self-employed, an investor, or a business owner. So employee, you show up, you leverage your time for money, you clock in, you clock out, you get paid. Self-employed is you the one that own the job. So you might have a business, but if you don't work, it don't make no money. So therefore, you self-employed. Then you got a business owner, which means your business makes money while you sleep, whether you get out your bed or not. And then you got investor, which is close to business owner, except that you either invest into somebody else's company or you buy shares of somebody else's company, and then that's what makes you an investor. So it's 4 quadrants of the circle of generating income. And what we grew up is, you go to school, which is to get into bad debt off the rip-a-dipper. Off the rip, you get into bad debt, and then just to go enjoy the E-field, which is the employee, and you wait on somebody else for a check, not knowing that you can invest in real estate or a clothing brand or something else that generate income in your sleep. Or, being an investor, and that's going into the stock market, which I personally don't touch because I don't like gambling with stuff that I cannot control. But there's all type of stuff out here, man, and I feel like we need to educate ourselves on exactly what it is that we're doing, because if we keep staying in this trap of spending money, pissing it off, you get paid, you pay your rent, and it's never enough. It's never enough, bro. It's never enough. And I've been in that trap for a very long time with limited education, and that's why I'm making my mission now to not only spread the information that I hear, pause, but apply that information. You feel me? Do y'all due diligence. It's Keonté Smith. Check it out.